Would y'all believe me if I told y'all one word cost me $100K? Yo, what's good, y'all? MJ here at MJ the Greatest on Instagram and Twitter, back with this week's video. Huge shout out to y'all for the likes, the comments, the following, the supporting, the subscribing. Keep it up, man. The love is definitely felt every single time. I know y'all know because I tell y'all every single time and I ain't gonna stop. But like I said, man, I gotta just keep feeding into y'all as y'all feed into me. But let's get right into the story. So today is a little bit of a story time, man, but I think it's so what's the word? It's so valuable of a story to give right now at this specific time, just because like I told y'all before, like sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna talk about in my next video or something like that, and I just stay open to, like, I basically get the idea. This is one of those great times where I like that I don't always plan ahead on my video ideas, because like sometimes things just gotta happen for you to know, like, all right, I'm gonna talk about this. So to be honest with y'all, this is a story that I really wasn't never gonna share with many people. I mean, I could probably count on one hand how many people know about this story, and like I've told about this, and you know, etc. So 2022, the year is 2022, and y'all probably like, man, we in 2025 now, so what does this got to do with anything? But I promise y'all, it all connects. So the year is 2022. I'm working at the zoo. I'm working in their community engagement program. So basically working with communities to kind of link the gap between the zoo and the surrounding communities type of thing. So I know, just like I told y'all in my last video, I know at this point in time working at the zoo, like, I like the zoo. I love animals. I love nature. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, like, you know these things about me, but I don't, like, it wasn't like I was ever going to be like a zookeeper, or I saw myself working at the zoo for like 10 years and doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of one of those, like, kind of like bucket list things, like, oh, that might be a cool place to work. I was fortunate enough to be able to work there, and it was a great time and I enjoyed it. So while I'm at the zoo, I get a random email not even an email, I get a random LinkedIn message. And why it was so weird and random is because it was like, while I was at the zoo, I wasn't like looking or like applying to other jobs. I was active on LinkedIn because I just kind of had a lot of like screen time and just time to do, you know what I'm saying, do stuff on my laptop or whatever. So LinkedIn was like one of the websites that I had open all day, like refreshing, just seeing what was going on in the world, whatever the case may be. So random day, I just got a message from a hiring manager for Aldi. Another thing many people don't know about me is I have a big goal one day to open a grocery store, but that's a video for another day. So I get a random message from a hiring manager for Aldi, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, that's dope. I rock with Aldi, like, you know. So I'm like, I jump on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I jump on it. Basically right there in the message, he tells me like, you'll get $100K, you'll get a company car, which would be like a BMW or an Audi. You know, Audi's got to give out Audis. So it was like a $100K salary, a BMW or an Audi company car that's like, you get to keep the car pretty much, but they pay for like the maintenance and the gas and all that. And you know, the health benefits and all, like the whole thing, like the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So picture me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it. So I jump on it. We have a phone interview. I kill that. Like, it goes crazy. So then I move on to the next step, which was like a Zoom interview between me and the hiring manager. All right, boom. So I kill that interview. Like, all I ever need is the opportunity. Like, once I can get a foot in that door, I'm gonna kick it wide open. So I feel like that's like, anytime I get an interview or like anything like that, I feel like I'm gonna get it. Like, if I get an interview, in my mind, I'm gonna get it. So first interview goes well, second interview goes well, the Zoom call. We move on to the third interview, which is an actual interview with somebody who would be, I think this person would have been my boss had I gotten hired. So I think I was at like the last stage, I think, of the interviewing process, which, like, do y'all think that's annoying? Is like, what, too? Like, come on, bro. How many times do I got to interview for the same job? Like, if I interview once, twice, good. Why am I interviewing 3, 4, 5, 6? Like, what is that about? You know what I'm saying? I get like a weed and out process, but like, come on now. Anyway, so I get to the third interview, and this is where the fun starts. So it's I get on a Zoom call. It's this, very, nice lady. Definitely like a serious, like, I could tell that, she was kind of making sure that it wasn't like a super like playful kind of interview. It was just kind of straightforward, straight to business. This is what you're going to be doing. This is what I would be expecting of you, blah, 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 blah. So we're going. The interview is going well. You know what I'm saying? I'm answering the questions good. Like, I definitely, like, I did the most preparation and research for this position that I've ever done in any type of interview. Like, I usually just go in, do a little bit of research about the company or whatever, and I'm just like, I'll know that we'll just have a conversation and it'll work. But this, like, I wanted to be overly prepared, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I already told y'all what the package was, so I'm like, I'm about to get this. So that interview goes well. But there was one question that I kind of got stuck up on. And in the moment, I didn't think anything about it. But I feel like when I said this word, the interviewer it was just like a huge red flag in her mind. And as I just told you guys, y'all will kind of understand why it might have been a red flag in her mind. But anyway, so the question is, what is your leadership style? How do you lead? And this is where it came. So I told her that I have a very entrepreneurial mindset. And that is where, looking back on it, is where I think it all kind of went downhill. Not that the rest of the interview went bad, but where the kind of red flag in her mind kind of went off, where she was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. So after I made my little statement about like having an entrepreneurial mindset and being like a go-getter and being a self-starter and things like that, about how I'm independent, she made a little joke like, yeah, so we wouldn't want you to come here for 2 years, because I think it was like a 2-year contract. Like, the first year was training, and then the second year was like I would actually be working or whatever. So she was like, yeah, we wouldn't want you to come for your 2 years and then just leave and try to start your own thing. And I kind of just like laughed, and I was like, right. And I'm laughing because it's like, I know that that's exactly what I had in my mind, right? And I can't lie, you know what I'm saying? The power of the tongue is a very real thing. So if I say this thing and I know I don't mean that, I can't really like lie. Like, no, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm on. But I knew that if I lied in that moment and said, nah, that's not what I'm on, that's not my plans, that's not a goal of mine, then I'm saying out loud that that's not a goal of mine, and I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I didn't say that I wasn't trying to do that. I didn't lie and be like, nah, that's not my plans, that's not what I'm looking to do. I kind of just laughed it off and just kind of like glazed past the joke of it. So we wrap it up, we finished the interview, and I'm feeling good. Like, I feel actually great about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually feeling great about how the interview went. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told y'all before, like any interview, like I feel like I'm going to kill any single interview. Like, I just got that confidence, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward, I'm waiting to hear some things back. Fast forward probably like 2 weeks, I think I had to wait, probably like 2 weeks. and I got an email from her like secretary or assistant or something, and it was just like, the email was just like, please see below PDF. Boom, I click on the PDF. And this was the part that like, it messed with me for a little bit, because it was like, your qualifications are impressive, but we are not going to move forward with you at this time. And as I just told y'all, like, I had never really had a time where I interviewed for something and I didn't get it, that I like tried hard to, you know what I'm saying, actually get it. And the wording of why I didn't get it, like that, it threw me off, because I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean my qualifications are impressive, but you don't want to move forward with me? Like, how does that even work? So, I was kind of like, I had to really work hard to not get myself discouraged at that point in time, because like, what does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you telling me that I'm good and that you like my qualifications, but, and I was kind of like, so I had to kind of like retrace my steps and think about like, what might have went wrong? What could I have said? And then that's when the light bulb went off, like, oh, entrepreneurial. That was it. That was the word. That one word potentially cost me $100K. But the reason why I want to tell y'all this story and why it's so relevant right now is that after a couple weeks of me thinking about like, damn, man, why didn't I get that job and why didn't it happen? I had to realize, like, man, everything happens for a reason and happens in the way that it should happen. I didn't get that job because it was something much, much, much bigger in line for me. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. If at that point in time, in 2022, if a hiring manager for Audi reached out to me and said that we're willing to give you $100K salary, if I was worth $100K in 2022, just imagine what I'm worth now. Just imagine what I'm gonna be worth in 2 years, next year, a year after that. You know what I'm saying? So I started to think about it like, oh, I gotta actually know my worth and commit to that. I gotta know my worth and commit to that. I gotta know my value and commit to it. I gotta know my worth and commit to it. I gotta know my worth and stand on it. I gotta know my product's worth and stand on it. Period. Whatever your worth is, you have to stand on it. You got to fight for it. Whatever your product is worth, you feel like it's worth, don't change it. Stand on it. Stand firm in it. Because guess what? The people that know will know. The people that don't know won't ever know. And that's cool. That's fine. What you do may not be for everybody. But as long as everybody know they got the opportunity to be a part and you make that known, then whoever comes, great. Whoever doesn't, that's fine. But know your worth. Stand on it, man. Fight for it. Fight for it. For real. Shout out to Kai and, you know, that whole Streamer University thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've been online, you on YouTube, whatever, it's no way you couldn't have, like, heard of that, caught wind of that, whatever. So the reason I bring him up is because he just talked about how Amazon, Netflix, all these other streaming services was trying to get the rights to put Streamer University on their platforms. And he talked about how he turned all of them down so that he could have ownership. Ownership. You know what I'm saying? It's not all money is good money, man. Yes, I could have lied and said, no, I don't want to go do my own thing in the future. But I know that if I would have said that, I would have been telling the universe that. I'm not telling the universe that for nobody. Yes, I didn't get the 100K. Yes, I didn't get the Audi. Yes, I didn't get the Beamer at that time. But my time is coming. And I'm cool with building it brick by brick because guess what? They my bricks. You know what I'm saying? I can do what I want to do with them. I can deploy them how I want to deploy them. I can't get knocked off or let go or laid off or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mine. And so I just thought that this was a great time to tell this story and kind of loop all these things in because it's like, you got to know your worth and stand on it, man. Because it always pays off. It always, 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 always pays off, man. It doesn't all just come overnight, but one night, one day, it's going to come. Peace, man. Catch y'all next week.